Now that I no longer strive for perfection, now that I no longer hide behind my mess, I no longer shame myself through your eyes. And now I felt so fulfilled, and I'm like, wow, this is what wealth consciousness is. This is what the wealth of fulfillment is.
We all see life from our own perspective, right? From our own beliefs. And when you feel that support coming to you, but then you also give yourself that support and you believe it and know it wholeheartedly, it's just inner part of who you are and what you believe, you will see it around you.
That's where it is that energy of reciprocity, right? Where we have to feel within ourselves love. We have to love ourselves first and be comfortable with ourselves. That's not to say that we're not going to grow. Of course we are.
Speaking, when you speak out or your stuff, what you're going through at the time, you always attract those that you need to go through. If you're affected by them or they challenge you, there's a challenge within yourself you're having. So it's like that mirror.
Being able to feel supported by myself. And I don't mean just relying on myself, because in terms of like my resilience, that was one of the things, is that I just supported myself, did my own thing. But it's like that genuine connection with myself and understanding who I am and having that aspect of me.
Magic is now. You want magic to manifest? Do the action. It won't happen with inaction. Do it.
Hey everyone, it's Sophia from Sacred You. Thank you so much for being here. A quick message before we dive into today's discussion. You may have been watching our videos, but have not had a chance to hit that subscribe button. So if you have gained value from our conversations, from our channel, it would be so appreciated for us if you would hit that subscribe button below right now and even give us a like. What that means is not only does it allow us to grow our subscriber base, but it also allows us to bring in even more guests for you to listen to. And you will be one of the first ones to be notified. So please hit that subscribe button and let's get started on today's wonderful panel discussion. Welcome to our fabulous Ignite Your Inner Power panel discussion. My name is Sophia. I have the honor of co-creating Sacred You, and we have the honor of hosting this amazing panel discussion, which is something that I'm really interested in, and I think the whole world. It's brought to us by our beautiful JANAKI, who is the host of one of our tribes, which we'll get to know more about. But tap into your true wealth, your inner well of wealth consciousness. So many people, we have an abundance of wealth out there, but we don't know how to tap into it. And the true wealth, which is so much more than just the financial wealth. I'm really looking forward to this conversation, JANAKI. Thank you so much for bringing it to us. I'm going to hand it over to you to introduce the whole concept and also our beautiful panelists that are here to join us. So thank you ever so much.
You are so welcome, and my honor for being here. I am JANAKI MAYHILL with Bhakti Light. I love serving as a muse, a mirror, a messenger, and a mentor. I say I love bringing them back in our lives. And I love being God's muse, singing, channeling, playing music. That is one of my modalities that I use. I am a sound weaver, a soul seer, and a quantum igniter, here to ignite our God spark within our hearts, our God sovereign self of who we are. And this is what has brought this here, because I have birthed something that's called a prosperous portal when I facilitated my I Am journey, which is all musically led. And when we were in Divine Mother's womb and we got to connect into the seed of creation in the womb of Divine Mother and embrace the darkness. And this first arose within me of my connection connection with my mother when I went to Sedona. And I looked at her and I said, Mom, now that I no longer strive for perfection, now that I no longer hide behind my mess, I no longer shame myself through your eyes, I love you so deeply. And I felt so fulfilled. And I'm like, wow, this is what wealth consciousness is. This is what the wealth of fulfillment is. And yes, I received a message when I was asking, and I channeled a message, and what my great self said is, stop wanting money. The more you want money, the more you push it away. So you're here, your true bridge. Yes, money is the bridge that connects the physical and spiritual world, and it is an important relationship to have. And the most important is the connection. When you connect in, you connect with all. And I also do a devotional call. And so in Mother Nature, as I was thanking Mother Earth, and I was like, thank you for all the bountiful abundance that you provide in nature, that's where I heard, when you connect with your innate nature of who you are, this is where the bountiful abundance is. So this inspired of this whole conversation, and I'd love to hear other people's perspective of what is true wealth and where are we seeing the bountiful abundance within our being, within our world. And that's what I'm witnessing of so much of abundance. For me, money represented support. And when I stopped chasing the money and allowed the support in, I'm allowing the resources in. So when I fully connect with source, I am resourceful. And when we're resourceful, all the sources, all the resources come into our life to support our vision and mission. So that is me. And I'll go in the order of my screen. We have Debbie here. So thank you so much for hearing the call and showing up here and sharing your wisdom. And will you share with who you are?
Yes, thank you so much. I am absolutely thrilled to be here. I guess the first thing about who I am, I'm truly an eternal student of human potential and finding our true essence of who we are and being able to live our authentic lives. What I do not be, and I try to be as I do, but I'm an LPGA professional. That's Ladies Professional Golf Association. I've been a lifelong athlete and have achieved at a very high level in many sports. And there was a struggle in the mental part. Am I afraid of success? Am I afraid of failure? Something was in the way, and I found so much of it was proving myself, like being enough to be loved. And so I also became a master certified life coach through NLP and timeline therapy, and I strive to find the root cause of what's in the way for people of having that great connection, of hearing their intuition. So I have been helping empower people, helping people to conquer their mindset, to access that flow state where we are so connected, where we're hearing from source and our higher power and our intuition, to be our best selves, to be our authentic self, to take the next best step in life and truly feel that fulfillment and have richness in our lives in every area of life. So I use the game of golf often to teach it. I also, as a life coach, teach corporate America speaker. I speak in corporate America. So I work with executives. I help people use golf to create deeper, high trust relationships, which is so key to careers and to having the best, most fulfilled life, is having those deeper relationships. So it's amazing what the game of golf even can do beyond that. That inner strength that we all have. I've been a student. I empower people. I help them conquer their mind, and I love it. I love to share and empower others and serve in that way.
Beautiful, Debbie. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Elizabeth, how about you?
Hi, everyone. And it's an honor to be with such incredibly powerful women here and serving others who are listening tonight. And it's certainly my prayer and intention that we bring the highest and best for everyone to spark something within them, right? Spark that inner wealth, spark that inner knowing that we are incredibly wealthy. And my name is actually Reverend Elizabeth Gifford MAFEI. And JANAKI, I think you will appreciate that. I'm a Reverend of Metaphysical Science from the University of Sedona. So yes, one of my favorite places as well. And so what I do is I work with, and what I be as well, I work with individuals and couples who are struggling to either increase wealth in themselves, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, relationship. I do that by removing energies that have been holding them back. I am a certified life coach and intuitive. I work in the angelic realm, Reiki master, and have lots of tools. I also use the frequency of numbers, numerology, to help people give insight in why are they trying to be a square peg and putting themselves into a round hole. The more information we know about ourselves, the more we can really fully step into our purpose. And that wealth, no matter what it looks like, in all ways, that wealth just flows to us. So thank you.
Wow, thank you, Elizabeth. Yes. When you said that, I have God bumps. So thank you for sharing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Denise, how about you?
Hi, thank you. It's beautiful to be here and share this space with everybody. And I know doing this before that so much beautiful stuff will come out for everybody listening. For me, I support and coach people to find the truth of themselves, their true essence, their calling for themselves, and working with them to uncover and love themselves, because we've lost that. We've really lost that knowing how to actually love ourselves. We love everybody else fine, but it's about coming home to ourselves and then expanding out. So really finding the causal roots of where all that is stemmed from. I really work on the basis of giving all my tools to the people I work with, and so they can go away and own that for themselves and take full responsibility of themselves, and sharing that with everybody else so it becomes a natural part of our being. That's what I love most about it. And that I actually do myself out of, I love serving people, but in the end, I'm putting myself out of service, which I so love, because that allows people to take the mantle for themselves, so to speak, and live from there for themselves, and passing that on to generation. That's what it's all about, is that knowledge and that knowing and that giving to everybody, and love seeing people be empowered, empowering themselves to live the true essence of themselves. Yeah. Yeah, and I do that with a lot of energy work, and like the rest of you ladies, loads of modality, forensic healing, emotion code, bars, the list goes. And I know that we've all done that to bring us and shape us where we are today. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for sharing. And again, more God bumps. I love this so much. I love the interweaving of all of our magic and wisdom coming together. So, yes, thank you. Blossom.
Wow, what a powerful liminal space of powerful, knowing women. Can I invite everyone to take a deep breath with me first before we continue on? All right, we'll take a deep breath in together through the nose and let it go. Beautiful, thank you. My name is Blossom. I do many things in this life, but in general, I'm a full spectrum womb worker and doula. I support women through the entire pregnancy journey, from fertility, conception, pregnancy, labor, delivery, postpartum. I'm really passionate about my work because I was a chef for 10 years. I was baking and cooking in Paris, and I started to heal myself through different modalities: walking, drinking plenty of water, yoga, meditation, calling in on my highest divine power and magic. But what struck me the most is how food became medicine. So I was drinking all these organic teas and really getting into fresh blood orange and ginger and turmeric. And I thought, the group of people that live this life that have the least access to the cleanliness of this food, the integrity of how powerful this medicine is, pregnant people. So the universe wrecked my world and reckoned me and said, you're going to be a doula. I had no idea what that was, but through March of Dimes, I was able to get a scholarship and train. And I had 3 births, and all their babies came earthside beautifully. They're now a year old, and I've continued my work. But true wealth is in our health, or that's how I interpret why I feel so wealthy. As of late, the modalities I've been using outside of the praying and fasting and meditating and calling in and invoking and all the spiritual ritual work is CMOS and getting remineralized, having that ocean wave in the brain and the body. CMOS is super powerful because it has 92 to 102 vitamins and minerals, phosphate, iron, magnesium, powerful minerals that we are depleted every month as women, but we don't really remineralize. So that has been a powerful ally to me with all of my clients, with all the work that I do. And I'm just super happy to be here. Thank you so much for listening.
You are so welcome. And also, Blossom and I are in Rhythm of Remembrance, which is an experience that began by being kicked off stage. And we recently did a festival, and we've been performing and sound weaving together and bringing people back into their quantum remembrance of their body, of their true divine self. And it's been such a gift. So that's a more of a recent journey. So she is multifaceted indeed. And
Thank
so
you, Jonathan. I love you. Thank you.
you are so welcome. She is fire and the embodiment of more, which has been such a blessing gift in my life, and lots of wealth. And Rollie, how about you? Will you share who you are, please?
So Gigado Migunque is my spirit name, which means talking feather woman. And I'm also known as Rollie ALLAIRE. I am from Northeastern Ontario, Canada, in a very small community. And I am a mother of 2 adult boys. My youngest has blessed me with 2 beautiful grandchildren. So I have Clark, who's 2.5, and Claire, who is soon to be 5 months old. And I'm also blessed to have 3 heart grandchildren. I have a young girl who is now 10 that has been in our life since she's been a baby. And so she's one of my heart babies. And she came to us through a friendship of my niece. And she's stayed with us at times, and now she's 10, so we don't see her as often as we would like to, but she was my first. And so then we also have Jacob and Amelia, who are also my heart babies. They're both 6. They're 3 months apart, and their mama went to school with my son. She was my co-op student as a high school student, and I've been blessed to be able to have them be honored as my heart babies as well. And being able to, so when you're talking about that true wealth, for me, it's about the love of these miraculous little beings that Blossom actually gets to help bring into the world. And so that is, for me, is that true wealth. And so when Clark was born, I had the privilege of snuggling with him and just curling up with him. And while we were sitting there the one night, I was just scrolling through, him and I were just snuggling. He was sound asleep in my arms. He would be a couple months old at that point. And so then so on Facebook, one of our local lotteries for one of our hospitals came up that I would from time to time put money into and help support that way. And so I ended up just whispering in his ear and saying, hey, you should help Nookum get that money. It would be really nice to have that money coming into my bank account. And the draw happened to be the very next day, and I actually won it. So it was I think it was around $150,000, paid off one of our mortgages, paid off a whole bunch of other debt. And so it was just from that snuggling and that connection. My son thinks that I'm crazy, and that's okay. I'm quite okay with being crazy. But just being able to have that that undying love for my grandchildren and that being reciprocated is just absolutely amazing. And I am so blessed to have 5, and I get to spend a lot of time with Clark and Claire, because we actually live right here. Clark and Claire are with us often, or I'm over there. So either way, we get to have that. So I get to watch them grow more than the rest of the grandparents. So it's actually such, again, another wealth of privilege of being able to have that honor of being able to be the person who gets a phone call at 3 o'clock in the morning because one of them's not well and they just need some extra snuggles, or mom needs some extra support. And it's such a blessing. And I can't say that enough. Like I don't understand grandparents who are like, oh yeah, I've already raised my kids, I don't want to have to raise somebody else's. And I'm like, it's not raising them, it's loving them and being able to dote on them and having a relationship that is different than it was with having my children. So I love it. I love every second of it. And I am so honored and so blessed to be able to have that time with them.
Congratulations. You're doing it. Motherhood and grandmotherhood looks great on you. Also, didn't realize babies are a catalyst for manifesting lump sums of money. Ladies, let's take notes, okay? Wow.
And what I was hearing from that is what was channeled through me is the more we connect in, the more income we receive. And I've been singing this morning is the child's heart is the way in heaven. And I was singing that within me today. And I love this. I love all of you. I'm so honored to be with all of you. So let's dive into these fun questions that I have here. Where in your life do you already feel richly supported, and how can you amplify that in your awareness? And let's go with Debbie.
That is such a wonderful question. I'm going to start with my wife, and she is the person who allows me to be my authentic self. She is my champion, not just my career, my hobbies, my goals, and things that I want to achieve, give back, the people I want to serve and empower. She champions me in my own personal growth. She encourages me all the time to live completely authentically, to get to that true essence and go deeper. We were just even talking about recently finding a place to go away to connect at a deeper level for the two of us. And that is just so special to me, that being on this journey with her, not only having her support, but holding her hand through this journey. And how I amplify that is, so much of my belief is, we all see life from our own perspective, right? From our own beliefs. And when you feel that support coming to you, but then you also give yourself that support and you believe it and know it wholeheartedly, it's just an inner part of who you are and what you believe. You will see it around you. We have that tendency to see what we believe, right? We will find it, we will look for it, and the energy will flow to where you focus. And when you feel it and you have it, it amplifies. And my clients, my students, my family, mom, dad, sisters, cousins, aunts, and uncles, I have plenty of them. And it actually is what I see when I'm in their company. And it's what I attract because it's a belief inside. But fully starting with me inside, my wife, where I overly abundant feel that support, and then I find it and see it and feel it everywhere in every area of my life where I look around.
Wow, I love that so much, Debbie. And I love that you have that in your intimate relationships. That's so valuable and so important. And we see our world as we see ourselves. So I love that you have this perspective and they're receiving this. So that is so beautiful. Elizabeth, how about you? Will you share?
Thank you, Debbie, for sharing that. That was amazing. I loved it. And I think it's something great for all of us to be aware of, is attracting those perfect people into our lives that support us. But I tend to think, I'm sure, that you give that out as well to your wife and to your clients and everyone you work with. So I think that's where it is, that energy of reciprocity, right? Where we have to feel within ourselves love. We have to love ourselves first and be comfortable with ourselves. That's not to say that we're not going to grow. Of course we are. For me, it's a deep connection to the divine and to spirit. I'm also very supported by a council, a galactic council that I channel. And so I know that if there are things, whether they're global or whether they're personal to me, I can go to them and ask them, and they will give me this beautiful melodic way of describing. It's not just black and white, it's just beautiful melodic way of describing things for me to think about and for me to grow. So I feel supported in that as well. And then also my clients, and I feel supported by them because when we lean into them and we connect with them on that heart level, they feel that, right? You don't have to do anything sometimes but to just be and to be present. And you can feel that support back and forth. And that, of course, family and friends as well. But if we step into love and authenticity, of course, authenticity is even a higher frequency than love. But if you're just yourself and you love yourself, it's not selfish. It's you give out that energy and that frequency to others, and you receive that support.
Wow, thank you so much, Elizabeth. And I love that you shared that because I do water rituals daily. And as I was speaking into my water, I heard water tell me that as I was thanking water for all the forms of currency in my life, and that's what water told me is the highest form of currency is authenticity. So that's what I've been calling, and in allowing myself is authenticity with sacred reciprocity. And so I see sacred reciprocity as fully giving, you're receiving, and fully receiving, you're giving. And so my thing recently has been asking for support. And I love how you have such a relationship with your divine counsel. And that I will say is one of my gifts as well, is the connection and being able to listen. I have a gift of listening and trusting and surrendering into that. So thank you for sharing that beautiful divine mirror. Denise, how about you?
Yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you, ladies. For me, it is about home in self, because when you're supporting yourself, you're loving yourself, you're holding yourself, you are seeing yourself. I've always said, and I've always said to my kids as they've grown, I said, see, you pray that you see things for what they are, not what you think they are, because they're totally different things. So you get to see the truth of everything. And speaking, when you speak out or your stuff, what you're going through at the time, you always attract those that you need to go through, if that makes sense, or that if you're affected by them or they challenge you, there's a challenge within yourself you're having. So it's like that mirror. And I feel that the wealth of knowing myself and speaking, and I find my husband is my greatest support because I just talk. I talk what I'm feeling, and there's no judgment on what I'm saying, and there's no judgment from him either. It's like I'm sorting things out. Because when you keep it in, it's in here. So it's real, but when you speak it out, it's affirming where you are, why you are, how you are. So when we speak it, we're putting it out into everything. And it's, okay, now bring me back what I really need to see in all of this. And that support, and there's other people in my life, my children I speak to as well. So it's, oh no, mum, what are you talking about? But allowing them to have different perspectives to me, all that. So that allows me to be then go, okay, the love that I have for everybody, and it's okay that where everybody is, I'm okay with that. I don't have to be affected by that, because sometimes we do follow just for the sake of fitting in. And I suppose when we're supporting ourselves, we're okay not to fit in. We're okay to be our individual being. So for me, it's a real self-support responsibility of myself and awareness of what, where, and who I am at all times. And like you were saying, Elizabeth, our clients, it's usually when I've gone through stuff that I'll start working with somebody. When I've finished moving through it, I'll start working with somebody who's going through the same, that's going through what I've just been through, which is so magical that it all comes around back to us so we can help, because that's what we are. We're way showers. We don't have all the answers, but we're the way showers, and it's the universe just gives us everything we need that supports us, and it supports others as well. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Denise. Appreciate you. Wow. Yes, very much agree. And I love what you said. I choose to remember what part it was about. Oh, supporting yourself and not trying to fit in. And then I sneezed. I'm like, confirmation, because that's where support first shows up, is within ourself. Because how are we going to allow it to come into our life if my support showed up as enabling support? So I had a self-sabotage pattern that showed up with support until I could allow myself to receive support. Even though I love giving it, I wasn't able to receive it until recently. So thank you for that very much. Blossom, will you share where in your life do you already feel richly supported, and how can you amplify your awareness with that?
By you, JANAKI. By your sweet soul, how you mother me, how you sister me, how you friend me. I was married for 5.5 years to my soulmate. We are no longer together, but in our divorce, I'm able to just see life as it is, not how I want it to be. But when we were partners and connected in partnership, thick as thieves, white rice, like we went together. And so losing that connection, I always felt, oh my God, I'm gonna lose every part of myself and this person and the connection. But it's not true. What happens is love gets transformed and transfers. So where I'm supported the most, it's really by Mama Earth. The last 2 times in this last month, the first time I went camping ever was the first week, Labor Day weekend, and the second week for Medicine for the People this last week. And what's supporting me the most now are plutonic relationships, men, women, community, sisters, brothers, children, just everyone coming together. I had no idea I was like camping. It's not for me. I want to, or the great outdoors. What's that? But and realizing that without electricity, without just natural water, bringing your own water, snacks, campfire, people, music, journaling, just being in nature, it's been so cathartic and so healing. And I would like to think I'm great enough to I thought of it and I knew it, but it's not. It's community based, and it's truly finding sisterhood and brotherhood and friendship. And that's been super beneficial to my life, and making me feeling like I'm super supported and all of my wealth goals can be met, because it's like healing modalities work because they work. But what's the most important thing to remember about them is that we have everything we already need inside of us, in each and every one of us. The acupuncture, the massage is just the remembrance. The journaling is putting pen to paper, the intention, but we have it. Just we need to share it. And so in community, I'm able to share it and receive and give. And I'm in JANAKI's room right now, like in her house. Like I can't speak more to just how I'm support. She made me a meal today. Like I love this life. I'm so happy to show up and be a part of it, because the gifts are just effervescent and so flowing. So thank you, JANAKI, and friends and family and all of you guys for listening. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. And you're such a divine mirror of me. And like I said, energy of more, where I used to try to put myself and try to fit in and try is no, we're here for expansion. How are we going to expand our planet if we're hiding ourselves? And so it is so true. Being in community, we come back into unity. We allow ourselves, and when we're in our alignment of authenticity and being our true selves, then we're amplifying and awakening codes within each other of remembrance. And yes, I love that so
And
much.
but just fire say to itself, oh no, be less. Oh, just water say, don't crash, don't be a big wave. Just air say, I don't think, like every element, Earth says Saturn, Neptune, planet, Jupiter, like every element is more. It's a human concept to be less. And you know what it is? It's people fearing the more, being shy away from it. I've had enough people that were silent and quiet around me that I'm like, I'm going to tell it from the mountains. I'm going to do it. And it's working out so far. But I have divine mirrors and people that just don't let me go too far off the deep end, but go.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Rolly, how about you? Where in your life are you feel richly supported, and how can you amplify your awareness with that?
So there's just so many things that I resonate with that everyone has been able to share. But the one aspect that Denise was touching on and that Janaki had actually really targeted that was that being able to feel supported by myself. And so having struggled with my own upbringing and my own journey of healing is when things shifted for me was when and I don't mean just relying on myself, because in terms of like my resilience, that was one of the things, is that I just supported myself, did my own thing. But it's like that genuine connection with myself and understanding who I am and having that aspect of me. And so really connecting with nature. And so the last 2 years we have returned back to our property. And so being able to having our, like, really focusing on my flower beds and planting trees and really staying connected, walking in my bare feet as much as I possibly can, which is soon to be disappearing for us in Northern Ontario, since snow will be coming in a very short course. But being able to have that ability of being able to be in the yard and being in our space, and like this has been our home, with the exception of a few years, for the last 27 years. And we're looking at expanding and growing a second dwelling unit. And as much as it's not favorable to be in the trailer, it's that anticipation of the things that are coming and to being able to have that. And I know for me, like, it really is about being able to have that connection with my grandchildren on a daily basis, wishing that I can have the same connection or more with the other three who are not as readily available. But the 6-year-olds are here today with us as well. We picked them up from school today. And so being able to just have that allows me to be able to really tap into that more. And then Janaki talked about community and the importance of community. And oftentimes I will have clients that will say, can we not just work one-to-one? Or potential clients, can we not just do one-to-one? It's like, we can. And there are a couple of instances where I do that, but for the most part, it is in community. And I really encourage people to be in community and participate in community. And so a couple of years ago, I had somebody who had approached me and had said, can you help my daughter? She's really been struggling, but she doesn't have a lot of money. And so then have her join I can have her join my group. And when we initially talked, she was like, I can't do groups. I can't do this. I can't have all these people around, and it's just really difficult for me to be able to do that. And my anxiety is too high. And it's an entire group of women with anxiety. And we learn to cope and manage and support each other through that anxiety. And now she is my biggest fan with respect to the group work. When people say, oh yeah, we can't do groups, she's, oh yes, we can. Trust me, it is so much easier now. But it really is that community and being able to support each other and do the things that need to be done with each other. And so when my mom was sick, I had to step away from my groups. And so, like, I did as much as I possibly could, but the peers helped each other, right? So they supported each other. They supported each other through everything that needed to be done. They supported me through the journey that I needed to go through with my mom being unwell and going through her surgery. And so it was just all these different things. And it's just that huge reminder of community and having that concept. And that, so while we're doing this transition of building and eventually getting into the new space or the old space, depending on what the kids want to do. And because my daughter-in-law and son live in the house. And so whether they want to go into the new part or if they want to stay in the old, that's entirely up to them as to how that's happening. But it's about, so when we did the renovations in the kitchen and the house, it was like, okay, you know what, we're going to start, because winter's coming, we're not going to cook in the trailer. There's no running hot water in here. We have to boil water. Then there's the humidity in here. And so not very helpful. So it's like, we're going to cook in the kitchen. And so that whole part of that connection and that community so we had the other two grandchildren here as well. And Clark, the youngest, I had made his dinner. I made everybody's dinner, and then I had handed him his dinner, and he went and sat at his little table that he always sits at. And then he says, so he starts eating his spaghetti, and he's, thank you, Nookum. This is really good. And like, he's 2.5, right? So it's like that
Yes.
whole
Oh,
energy and that
thank you
great
so
energy,
much. Oh,
right?
thank
So
you
it's
so much for
beautiful.
sharing. Thank you so much, Rollie. I really appreciate you. We do require to be aware of our father time, the sacred structure that holds our magic. So we're going to keep our answers about a couple minutes so we can get through as many questions as we can. And what we're going to do is do some different ones. I'll start with Debbie again. Debbie, what beliefs about wealth have you inherited or absorbed that no longer align with your truth?
I think many of us could finish certain phrases, right? Money doesn't grow on trees, right? Money's the root of all evil. And the one that I heard so often was money only goes to money. And it was obvious to me when I was in school, when many of my classmates in our pretty wealthy town had the Lacoste shirts on, the Izod with the Izod alligator on the front of their shirt, and I had a cougar from the off brand at the inexpensive store. And back then, what I felt was less than, not good enough. And I was striving for money as an away from motivation because I didn't like not having money because of what I put to it, that they had that and we didn't, and money only goes to them. And it was very material money that we were talking about. In my home, we had a wealth of love, which was a wonderful thing to grow up with that. But those truths literally about wealth and money were about the green stuff for sure. And I did feel less than. I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel worthy. And when I started to work on me and get to the root cause of that and realize that I was chasing money to prove something, right? Away from, not just to have it to be generous, have it flow through me, right? Money is now, my beliefs is money is an exchange of energy, right? And we just share that, and then that wealth becomes so much more than actual money. And we stop chasing it to prove things. We end up more abundant in all areas, including financially. And in every area when it comes to love. But then when you have your own self-love, self-value, when you have that connection to source and your intuition and your guides, and they are guiding you, then you realize that is the true wealth. And when you realize money is that positive exchange of energy, you can have wealth in all areas of life.
So beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Elizabeth, how about you? Skipping around here, intuitively picking. What are your unique currencies of wealth, the tangible treasures you carry that the world deeply needs?
Oh, I love that. Thank you for asking. And I'll keep it brief. Currency is energy. And I think we've all talked about that and alluded to that. So we each have our own specific tools. Denise and I could probably talk forever and compare all of the tools, but currencies of wealth are positive mindset, are looking at something that might be bleak or difficult to bear and shifting it around and seeing a different perspective. A currency of wealth for me is being able to step back and look at things as a neutral observer rather than lean into someone and being pulled into a lower frequency or a frequency of someone's trauma or drama. And that gives that ability to step back and be that observer and then bring strategies of wealth, whatever that is, health or relationship or healing, whatever healing modalities they need. So just being that observer and just being present to them.
Thank you so much. I love that so much. And Denise, how about you? Who would you become if you fully remembered your value was never tied to doing, to being?
I think in harmony with everything. Because when you have nothing holding you back, you're connected to everything. So everything is touched. And my value to that's such a big question, isn't it? It's a really big question. But I feel that I'm not tied to anything. I'm part of everything. And being open to see that within myself, even though things happen over the other side of the world, I'm also a part of that. And I know that awareness of what am I thinking behind that? What am I feeling about that? When I'm feeling everything for what it is. And when I'm feeling everything for what it is, I have no judgment of it. It is what it is, but what is my part of it? That's the responsibility of myself. So being that I allow myself to see everything from a perspective of what it is and that non-reaction. When we react to everything, there's wounds within us that we're working through. But when we come to a place of, oh, I remember this story. Oh, I haven't reacted to it now. When we heal through stuff and work through our wounds, we see it for what it is, and we still love ourselves and hold ourselves in compassion. We don't judge ourselves for it. We see it for what it is, and we take the magic from that, moves us forward in our life into our being, because our being is love. Yes, there's authenticity, but love is the catalyst to everything. Love is the honoring of everything, is the connection to everything. Love goes beyond. There's no judgment in love. There's no anything. It's just, okay, that's happening. Where does that fit within me? But I still love. I still hold the person in the highest as I hold myself. I hope that made sense.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, so beautiful. And
Oh, and I would like to just say that one of the ladies said it was, we have everything within us. We just don't remember it. So it's that awareness of bringing that back to the surface. And by bringing that back to the surface is going in and allowing us to step into the dark to find the light.
so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, so true. It's the our whole full soul, whole integration. Thank you so much. And Blossom, how about you? How do you define prosperity now, and how is that evolving as you awaken to the new paradigm of thriving? And we have a few more minutes.
I'll be cognizant of the time. Law of attraction says you attract what you want, but it's what you're doing. So a lot of my life was, I want abundance, but I'm going to hold on to what I have. And that's scarcity. So I was attracting scarcity. And so my biggest switch is, it's not waiting to become a millionaire. It's not having $1 million idea. Because the easiest way, right? You write a book that says how to become a millionaire. You sell 1 million copies, right? But it's embodying the energy of a millionaire. And I've been sitting with that. And funny story, at Medicine for the People, someone that's in community with us, a man, he's a powerhouse. I don't know him personally, but I just was walking by and he was in the middle and he had 7 women surrounding him. 1 woman on each foot massaging his foot, 1 woman on each arm massaging his body. It was like a god like treatment. And so anyways, I saw him on the dance floor and we were dancing and grooving. And I said, how did you do that? How did you do that earlier? What was that even about? You know what he told me? He was like, I said, how did you get the treatment of being a king in the middle of a festival? And he said, I just manifested the energy. What would it feel like to have goddesses around me, pouring back into me and feeding me and fueling me? So I went into that energetic body and then I attracted it. I was like, sir, you're done here. So the point is, attract what you want, not what you don't want, because it'll come. And what you don't want will come as well. So put the energy in just saying, you know what? I'm open, divine channel, universe, what is for me, what is not for me, is not for me. And that's been my biggest like switch in switching from scarcity to abundance.
Ah, thank you, thank you, thank you. So beautiful. And Rolly, how about you? What would it mean to thrive, not just survive, in every corner of your life?
So really just tying into what Blossom was saying about that whole scarcity. And so in the last 2 years, we've really had to downsize because we have no place to store things while we're waiting for things to be built. But things are not going to happen if we keep hanging on to things. And so we've really had no choice but to be able to bring things down and having that bare minimum of what it is that we need. And it's having things that we need as opposed to having things, just having things. And yeah, so it's just being able to be in that space. And so many things have actually come my way just as we purge, right? So as we get rid of things, something new comes along, just out of the blue, somebody reached out and offered me a job, not looking for a job. So I was able to, so I turned it down, but yes, it's just like people are just noticing me and things are just coming my way, and I've been gifted things, and I always gift, so like that it's always that give and take, but it just seems that I've been getting more in than I've been putting out. Although I haven't changed what it is that I've been putting out, it's just that I seem to be having, so it seems to be coming in a different funnel. And yeah, so thank you.
Wow, thank you all. Thank you all so much for sharing. And if we can all take maybe like 30 seconds to a minute to honor our Father time and share what would be that one advice for someone that you would share, that golden nugget that would be that aha that was for you, that you can pass on to someone else about what true wealth is, whatever comes to your heart, and then share any offerings that you may have to keep the circulation continuing.
I'm going to give everyone a quick formula. E plus R equals O. There's events. Many people think bad event, bad outcome, the O. Just remember you have the R in the middle, how you respond. So in connecting with your highest power, getting the answers, getting the guides, looking inward to get the response, not just a reaction, but a response. So it's E plus R truly equals the O. And that R includes everything we talked about here tonight. The manifesting, the where you focus, the bringing in your guides, personal growth that constantly happens. On my website, check out, it's very earthly, a 5-day challenge to help you empower yourself and shift your mindset. So much of what we talk about comes from mindset. Even the desire to learn, grow, and connect comes from a mindset shift that many people need out there. And so it's a little 5-day challenge on my website. Hope you take it. It's free. A couple minutes a day you spend with me and we have some fun together. Thank you all. I appreciate being here. This has really been a true, I've been taking notes the whole night. I've got a full page of notes from all of you. So thank you. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor.
So beautiful. Thank you. And how about you, Elizabeth? Will you share?
The nugget that I have for everyone is walk into the room like God sent you, whatever God means to you. When you walk in with that power, which is within you, anything can happen. I do have two quick offerings. One is called Money, Mindset, and Magic. It's a 5-week journey to master the energetics of abundance with numerology, crystals, and the law of attraction. So that will be coming up fairly soon. And then also I am offering my annual numerology consultation. It's for 2026, but a lot of people like to have gift cards as a very kind of out of the box gift. And there is a special free 1-hour emotion code if anyone is interested in that, if they sign up by October. So thank you so much. And such an amazing group today. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Such an honor. Thank you for being here. And Denise, how about you?
For me, it would be know yourself, know thyself, know and ask yourself, awareness of yourself. Because when you come back to yourself, you're not, because our knee-jerk reaction is to seek from others. Consider what it's like to seek from yourself and to see yourself in the truth, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. But love yourself in that with love and compassion, and hold yourself to really feel what's going on. Because again, that we live by reaction. So really slow down and hold yourself and go, what do I really feel like about that? The way we ask ourselves things, being open to ask ourselves the questions we always ask everybody else. How are you? What's going on? Tell me your story. I see that you're not okay. What about talking to ourselves like that? And share, and coming from that place. And yeah, and what that does is open up to show you where you're really at. I always say we can be in discomfort and keep doing the same things, but we can also be in discomfort but move through everything to get to the other side. Yeah, so for me, I love to chat. I love to see what people, so if anyone wants a conversation, just reach out on my Facebook, reach out on my, what's the other one? Oh, I've even forgotten that one. But just reach out. I'm willing to chat to get you onto the road where you want to go. Yeah. But thank you, ladies. It's been so awesome. I've taken lots of gold nuggets away.
Thank you, thank you. And Blossom, will you share the one golden nugget that for someone to receive and any offerings you may have?
Magic is now. You want magic to manifest? Do the action. It won't happen with inaction. Do it. I have a podcast with a doctor of acupuncture who practices ancient Chinese medicine techniques, energetic work. He's a technologist, astrologist, brilliant man. And he's the doctor, I'm the doula. We talk all things health and wellness. We're on YouTube, Medicine from Our Hands. And on Instagram, you can find me, Goddess Glow Birthing, one word. I'm happy to work with anyone, connect. Maybe it's a discovery call, maybe it's nutrition advice, but I'm happy to be here. Thank you all for taking the time. I've learned so much. I feel so enriched and empowered. I really am proud and honored to be here. And thank you, Johnny, for birthing this.
So welcome and my honor and pleasure. And Rollie, how about you? Will you share your one golden nugget, an offering if you have a sacred offering?
One of the things that is reminding yourself to just be you. You have more relevance than you actually truly believe. And so you are that one person for somebody, and you may not know who that somebody is, but that's something that you've said, something that you've done has really had an impact on someone else. And so just maintaining that authenticity of who you are and not trying to be someone else is really important. And in terms of offers, I host the Moon Medicine Circle with Sacred You on Friday evenings Eastern time, but I also have things on my website. So wherever it is that you're watching this from, my website will be listed, and I'm updating my website. So things are shifting on there as well in terms of as I'm planning and preparing for 2026, things are moving along. So yeah, so check things out, and I'm sure that there's something there that would be helpful. Moon medicine is a combination of using holistic practices, including like crystals and essential oils, and using the lunar energy, the astrological influences, and all those things, and bringing it together with my 25 plus years experience working with mental health. And I specialize in women with anxiety. Yeah. So thank you so much for this great conversation, and looking forward to staying connected.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, ladies. I am so grateful and honored that all of you heard your call, you showed up. My golden nugget for whoever is watching in resonance is it's in our innate nature. Being your true, authentic self is where our bountiful abundance is. And the more we connect in, the more we connect with all, and the more income we receive. And it's so beautiful because we're bringing it in. Everything's in. I have my Prosperous portal that I shared. I'm launching that soon. I have a masterful class, Awaken Our Prosperous Energy. They're so powerful. We are actually going to be facilitating one Wednesday evening next week. And then I have monthly I Am Journeys, and stands for Inner Amplified Magic, because magic exists in the presence of now. So I have those offerings at this moment. And then I have a women's retreat for anyone, Sounds of Soul, for honoring your whole full self and marrying yourself and committing to yourself. So that's in November coming up. So thank you so much, ladies. And you all have the most glorious day. Thank you, Sophia, for creating this space and allowing this to happen.
Thank you, JANAKI. And I just want to take a moment just to honor you. Truly honor you. This is your first panel discussion that you have facilitated. I know you've been a guest on many, but it's been wonderful. And I look forward to many more wisdom circles, because as we are merging into wisdom circles. So thank you. And I want to honor everyone else, Debbie and Elizabeth and our beautiful Denise, and of course, Gigaro Migranque, for coming along, and Blossom for joining us at the last moment. It has been a wonderful discussion. I've got so many notes, and it truly is about tapping into that inner wealth within us and allowing everything else to flow. So thank you. For everyone who's watching, do click on the links below to reach out to all these amazing women. And while you're there, check out sacredyou.love. It's very simple. It's sacred you, it's the letter U.love. Come and join us for free. If you put /join free, come and join our village. We have so much on in our village. We've got more panel discussions, wisdom circles, archetype circles, so very much. And of course, our special interest tribes. JANAKI, you didn't mention your Sound of the Soul tribe.
Yes, Sounds of Soul. So Sounds of Soul is where I get to be in my magic, and I love being God's muse, channeling music. And every time it is so amazing what happens, because I don't even know what to expect. And I let God facilitate through me as I be the pure, clear channel and connect through music, being the muse. So that's as simple as it is, because it's giving the gift. When we slow down, we speed up.
Yes.
And bringing our head and heart in coherence.
And it's so amazing. I have the honor and the absolute privilege of being part of that almost every week. So I'm really grateful for you. Really grateful for Rollie, who's bringing out her moon medicine with us. We have lots of other tribes, Psychic Essence Collective, all sorts of things. Come and check us out. And on that note, thank you ever so much for everyone who's been here.